All right.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do it, baby.
Yeah,
Welcome
baby.
to Misfits on Vinyl. My name is Spencer Streichert. I'm an actor, comedian, and one of your hosts.
My name is Aaron. I am a host of this podcast, not a motherfucking actor. No, I just wanted to jump the gun this time.
But Aaron, you are an actor.
No.
You're an actor.
Spencer, I've passed this chapter of my life. I am a general manager of a small garbage disposal company.
So you're in the mafia.
Yeah, actually, that's the only reason why I like the job. I'm like, oh yeah, I work in waste management.
So okay, but
like
I have
Tony
a question
Soprano.
for you.
Yes.
Are you in this job currently
Yes.
because you are preparing for a role
Yeah.
where you play a mafioso in the 70s in New York?
So that's close enough, but what actually happened is there was so much backlash from many Saints of Newark that they just nixed Michael Gandolfini from existence. They actually just deleted him from reality.
That was a really bad movie.
And they said, oh, this fucking slightly fat non-Italian guy from Calgary with no Italian descent goes, hey, bada bing, Maron, is actually going to be the next Tony Soprano.
Gabagool, over here.
Yeah, Carmela, come and suck on the wiener. I'm going to be the next Tony Soprano.
You know what? I want you to do a Tony Soprano impression right now, like a real one.
The gabagool.
That's not even Tony.
I'm not gonna fucking do a Tony Soprano accent impression because the Ducks Meadow. No, I can't because he's too good. But
Meadow, come take a look at these fucking ducks.
No, that wasn't good either. I can't do James Gandolfini. He's too good. I'll do a James Gandolfini impression. Ah! My heart. Which actually makes me feel bad because he's literally my favorite actor, and that's my favorite TV show of all time.
I will say another random, really good one, Killing Them Softly. Mm-hmm. He's in that movie, and he is fucking phenomenal in
The
that
Drop
movie.
is good, too, with
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. That's another good one.
That's a really good one.
He's in, what movie is he in? What Tarantino? I'm forgetting the fucking movie. The vampire movie. No, he's not in that. I'm blanking. Anyways, Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, very good. Sad he died of a heart attack, but not sad his son sucked in the movie because I'm Tony Soprano.
Yeah,
I'm Tony Soprano.
You are Tony Soprano.
No, I really do like. I used to have that poster in my room in Toronto. I had a Sopranos poster like above my bed. Yeah, no, big fan. But speaking of things I've been watching, me and Sarah are watching The Sopranos, which is good. She's never seen it. But we also watched Puss in Boots.
Ooh.
The new one. What's it called, Sam? Puss in Boots. The Last Wish. Actually fucking awesome, dude. Like, it had a little bit of the Into the Spider-Verse animation thing. Like, it did a little bit of the cool animation stuff. But the story itself was fucking, heavy and
really?
in-depth. Yeah, so, I won't spoil too much, but, Puss in Boots has used 8 of his 9 lives. And death is now chasing him. Like, death itself is chasing him. And he is, and he's, kind of, battling with his identity as this, fearless cat warrior. And, the guy that doesn't care about, he's just reckless in his, adventures and doesn't care whether or not he's gonna, die or not because he's got 9 lives. He's on his last life, and he gets kind of introspective about it. And yeah, it's a very good fucking movie.
Wow.
Yeah, I was actually thoroughly impressed. And I thought there's a little dog in it. I thought he was gonna be super fucking annoying, but he wasn't. Yeah, he's got an annoying voice, but he wasn't annoying at all.
Who's the voice of the dog?
Oh, I don't know.
Honestly, a lot of the voice actors I didn't recognize outside.
No,
Mulaney and then
Antonio
Banderas
and Salma Hayek's in it.
Ooh.
But man, oh man, was it fucking good. Like I was really impressed.
I prefer Helma Hayek.
Florence Pugh is in it as well. She plays Goldilocks.
Florence Pugh?
Yeah.
Okay, we should probably crack our beer.
Yes, we have a special beer today.
We got a special beer today. I got a snuff can to crack it open with.
Ooh, you want to do it that way?
I want to do it that way. I want to be trash. I want to be pure trash. So, this is chapter 4. It's a barrel-aged wheat ale. It's 11.6%
Oh,
alcohol.
Jesus Christ, Sam. What are you doing to us?
What the fuck, Sam? You do this every time.
Go get yourself a glass.
Yeah,
Go get yourself a glass.
You gotta
get
yourself a glass.
Put your back to the camera
Yep.
when you walk in front of it.
Yeah, don't show your face. Nobody wants to see it.
That was mean. That was mean.
I'm only saying that because we don't want to show Sam's face.
Yeah, it's true. Sam's camera shy.
Sam is a little camera shy, but there's a reason that you need to keep listening until at least our 1-year anniversary. Okay? Because it
September of next year. Well, this year.
Of this year. Yeah.
It is the new year.
So, Sam, you brewed this?
No, I helped with the barrel process.
Ooh.
It was barreled aged. It's the 4-year anniversary beer of our official, non-official sponsor,
Cabin
Brewery. Yeah, Sam is heavily involved. We were just talking beer. Sam knows a lot of stuff about beer.
This is like the champagne of beers.
No, that's Miller.
That's Miller High Life. Yeah, which is like the baby duck of champagne and beers. Yeah, Miller High Life sucks. It does, in fact, not good. Okay, let's see it, Spencer.
Oh, no.
Here, let's just use my key
Yeah.
bottle opener.
I wanted to be trash, but I can't.
Maybe if there wasn't wax, like.
Yeah.
That's why I also took off the wax.
Fuck.
Wow, that is very solidly on.
Yeah.
It's been released.
Is there beeswax on it?
Ooh, that is stanky.
Stanky?
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, 2-hand pour it.
2-hand pour. Oh, that's darker than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know what quantity.
Do half. Treat it like a wine.
That's quite heavy. I'm gonna take.
Oh, shit. That smells very sweet.
Oh, there's still so much left.
I'm gonna try and just stick my hand in here.
You definitely have room for more.
You should also
Spencer.
blur your face if you do get seen.
Samwise.
Samwise Ganji.
There's definitely more for you, Spencer.
I like how, because I'm not driving, I'm going to end up finishing.
You'll probably drink the rest of mine in my bottle too, in my cup here too.
Holy shit. All right. This is going to be delicious. I am excited to try this.
Chapter 4. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Sam.
Wow. Okay. That's very, very beery.
That's a sipper.
That is a sipper.
Yeah.
That is sweet. That is really sweet.
I'll put it on the table, yeah.
That is surprisingly sweet, honestly.
Ooh.
Holy fuck.
I think I grew 15 new chest hairs.
I
That
think
first fucking sip. Holy titties.
I think that I have hair where I never had hair before because of that.
Which is like not in a lot of places.
Not in a lot of
Yeah.
places. I'm a pretty hairy boy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so hairy they call me Harry Styles.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. I suppose so. I hate it when you tell a bad joke and then you just stare at me. It's like the fucking worst. It's the worst.
I'm like, nope, okay.
Anyways, it's been a good week. The guys are buzzing. This is a 2-episode day.
This is a 2-episode day. I did change my shirt specifically for this episode.
Nice. I know we talked about doing that before, but I just brought the one shirt today.
Yeah. No, you know what? The last time that we did it, it didn't work out well where we changed shirts in between.
No.
Because then we tried to play it off like it wasn't the same day.
No.
Everything went to shit. We'll release that episode on the Patreon eventually.
Yeah,
when we have
no,
one.
that was
very
off the rails. There's many things that would have to be censored and taken
so
out
many
in post.
things. We would have gotten sued.
Yeah, probably.
It's funny because our first ever clip is from that episode.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, the first clip we ever did, which is probably our best clip, I'd say.
I think, it's up there. It's up there. It's definitely up there. We have, surprisingly, the Lennon one did really well on TikTok.
Nice.
That one did well on TikTok.
I like that. I like that guy that commented, and he was like, "Oh, you guys and your 4 followers really talking about John Lennon." And I wanted to comment back, "Well, we have more TikTok followers than John Lennon, so fuck you."
Also,
yeah, fuck you.
Sorry, it's not like I'm gonna give credit to this person. Adam Kostick said it perfectly. He was like, Well, it's not like John Lennon hasn't been a target before. I mean, he got shot for fuck's sakes. And I was like, you know what? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
You know, when I read The Catcher in the Rye, I was like, fuck, I want to shoot John Lennon, dude.
Hey, our book recommendation
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah, book
Catcher in the
recommendation of the
Rye.
week, Catcher in the Rye. It's a good read, especially if you own a handgun and live in New York City
You know what?
in 1980.
I'm going to say a controversial thing.
Yes.
Jane Eyre is Catcher in the Rye for women.
Yeah, nice.
It's a fucking awful book. Makes no sense.
Oh, whoa. Pump the brakes.
I'm not pumping any brakes.
I do not think The Catcher in the Rye is an awful book. I think it really depends on what time of your life you read it.
That's true. I read it in my
Yeah.
20s, so maybe that would...
No.
Because I remember starting to read it in high school and being like, wow, this guy sounds fucking whiny and
I
annoying.
think I read it in 7th or 8th grade.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a pretty sweet spot for it.
That is definitely a sweet spot. I had to... I don't know if you ever had to read The Chrysalids when you were in high
I
school.
read that, yeah.
That was one of the worst books.
We read Great Expectations as well. Yeah.
Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird was a good one.
Great Expectations left me with low results.
Very low
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite read in school that you had to?
Ooh.
I think for me, probably, it's going to sound really hacky, but Hamlet, because I thought Shakespeare was stupid before that, and then reading Hamlet.
That's a good pick.
I really liked it, and then I also, it's funny because we had to do a couple of projects to make up like 20 points or something, right? And so there was things that were weighed differently. Like if you did like a 1-page poem about it, it was like 5 points or whatever. One of the things, because nobody was going to do it, my teacher thought was performing Hamlet, like performing a soliloquy from it. And so I fucking did. I performed it in front of the class, and I literally looked at it 5 minutes before class started and just like quick memorized it and went in and did it. And I remember at the time, like, I was like, I never want to be an actor. I'm like, that was probably a sign that I should be an actor if I fucking learned Hamlet in 5 fucking minutes before class.
Yes, I'd say so. I was just thinking too. I think the best read, the most impactful read I had in high school would have been Night by Elie Wiesel. It's like a direct account of like being in the Holocaust.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a very good read, which also brought me to a book which I recommended to Sam at one point in time, Man's Search for Meaning, which is like I think everybody should read that book. It's basically this guy he's in a concentration camp, and he's in Auschwitz, and he's searching for, meaning in life in, the worst situation you could possibly be in. It's an incredible read. It's a really fantastic book.
So it's basically Hogan's Hero, the book?
Not quite. Which like leads you, if you're into those sort of books, it'll lead you into like Siddhartha and things like that, and about searching for meaning in life and meaning in bad situations and things like that. It's a really good read. I recommend anybody to read it. Just on a serious note, anybody can read it. It's a really, really good book.
Well, except for illiterate people.
Yes, they can't read it. Yes.
Sorry,
Facts.
Florida.
Facts. But yeah, I'd recommend that book. I think a lot of people read it. It's a very, very famous book. So yeah, give that one a read.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the episode, I should probably give some plugs for gigs.
Yes, plug away.
Plugs. Lethbridge was fun, or it is going to be fun.
Yeah, we haven't decided what order these episodes
are coming out in. But Lethbridge was fun and or is going to be fun. It's on the 20th of January that we're doing the show for the CBC. Me, Brittany Lysing, and Faris Haitia. We're also doing show on the 21st. I'm opening both these shows, so come on out. It's going to be fun. Or if you did come out, thank you for coming out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really
nice.
glad that you came out.
You
except for
were
that one person.
Yeah, you were hilarious.
I was funny. There was one person that was terrible in the front row.
Yeah.
You know who you were.
It was me. I heckled.
Yeah.
I heckled.
Which, you know what? I deserved it.
I was like, well, hey, you're that guy from that lame-ass podcast. Hey,
you suck.
You suck, dude.
Say and like more, you fucking mumble mouth.
Yeah, dude, you only have 4 followers on TikTok. Fucking loser. Heard you're from Saskatchewan. That's lame.
More like Saskatchewan.
Yes, ask ass you on.
Ass you on.
From East End of my nutsack. You suck, dude. That was actually, that was quote for quote. And also, the guy threw in this little thing too. Quit calling that guy Aaron an actor. Yeah, he's not an actor.
And you know what? Fair. I deserved all of it.
Yeah, you did.
Except for the Aaron the actor part, because you are an actor. So that's where like we had to draw the line. That was uncalled for, really.
Never end. This is the anal contusions. Just will it ever end?
Anal contusions. All right. The other gig I gotta promote, the fundraiser show for Sandy Cooper Black. Again, I don't know which order these episodes are coming out in, but Sandy Cooper Black is a 16-year-old bronc rider from near my hometown. He got in a wreck. He's now a paraplegic, and they are having to raise a bunch of money for him because of, upgrades to the house to make it wheelchair accessible, to help with, him being able to use the bathroom and shower and all of that stuff. So he's currently in the spinal care unit at Foothills Hospital. I'm going to visit him this week, but I had contacted his mom because I really wanted to reach out. I saw a lot of myself in this kid, and so I wanted to reach out and help out in any way that I could. So if you are in Calgary on February 1st, it's a Wednesday at 7 p.m., we're doing a fundraiser show. All of the comedians that are on the show are volunteering their time. I'm really thankful for them to be willing to do this. I usually, I hate asking people to volunteer, but and so it was kind of awkward because I'm bad at asking people to do things for free. We're doing a podcast, but anyways, but everyone was super on board. Nice. So the lineup is really good. We got Amol Suri, we got Brittany Lyson, Gabby Rose, Corey Mack, Lori Gibbs, Dale Ward, Mark McHugh. I think I'm forgetting
Siobhan.
Siobhan, I think, is going to be on it. Yeah. And then you know what? There's a whole bunch. Cowboy Cole Robertson, he's on it. There's a whole bunch of comics on the show. Like I said, 100% of the proceeds are going to the family. I hope that we are able to raise at least $500 for the cause. And everybody that comes that night, we will have, we'll have all the information so that you can also donate to the GoFundMe on your own. So yeah, that one is really important. So come out to that.
February 1st.
February 1st.
At the Tea House.
At the Tea House.
Downtown Calgary.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show.
No, that's awesome, man. It's a good cause. We hope that, what's his
Sandy.
Sandy, sorry. Yeah. We hope Sandy can get sorted out and, start living life again. It's a terrible accident, so.
And it sucks too, at 16, I can't imagine how fucking awful that would be, and I mean, I had my fair share of rodeo injuries when I was a kid. Obviously nothing that was life altering like that.
No.
And so that could have ended up being me or any one of my friends, that I grew up with. And that is obviously a risk in the sport. We all know that going into it, but it doesn't take away from the fact that is horrible and
that's terrible.
I mean, but I will say this, everything that his recovery has seemed to be going really well so far.
Yeah, I actually heard him on the CBC. They were interviewing him, and he talked about how they didn't even think he'd be able to talk.
Yeah.
And he was interviewing, so obviously he's a fucking trooper.
He's a trooper.
Yeah.
He literally, there was the doctors said if they had removed the breathing tube, there was a 95% chance that he would stop breathing, and one doctor was like, well, he kind of seems like a fighter, so he might be in that 5% chance that is going to
fuck yeah, man,
fucking breathe. And he did, and he is. And the kid from the Humboldt Broncos,
Ryan,
he went and visited him and gave him the sledge hockey stick that was given to him when he first had his accident. And I have no doubt that this kid's gonna fucking
we're pulling for you.
Come out strong.
We're in your corner, Sandy.
We're in your corner. Misfits are in your corner, baby. Okay. All right, let's get into the episode. Let's get into the nuts and
this
bolts.
is going to be a fun one today.
It's going to be a really fun one. I'm excited. It is it's one of my favorites, I'd say. I'd put it in that category of renowned albums.
Yes, it's certainly a huge album, especially for the 1980s.
Especially for the 1980s, especially for 1984. It came out the exact same year as Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Only a couple of weeks apart, actually.
Mm.
The album that we're doing is
Bum, 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 bum.
Purple Rain by Prince.
Woo!
All right, so
Dearly beloved.
we are gathered here to get through this thing called life.
Dearly beloved.
Electric word, life, it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness, where you can always see the sun in day or night.
Nice.
So when you call up that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the one. Doctor, everything will be all right. Instead of asking him how much of your time is left, ask him how much of your mind, baby. Because in this life, things are much harder than the afterworld. This life, you're on your own. If the elevator tries to break you down,
Nice.
go crazy.
Let's
Punch
go.
the higher flow. Do 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 doodle doo. Do 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 doodle doo. Do 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 doodle doo.
Nice.
Do 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 doodle doo.
Nice.
If you don't like the world you're living in,
Ah!
take a look around.
Nice.
At least you got your friends.
Yes, you do.
Now come on, baby.
Uh-huh.
Now spread the word.
Spread the word.
Pick that song, drop it on the floor. That's all I heard. We ain't gonna let the elevator break us down.
No, let's go.
Let's go crazy.
All right.
Let's get nuts.
All right. Let's not go crazy because you're driving me there. Copyright infringement taken down from the old YouTubes. We got our first strike.
Got our first strike.
Yeah, first strike.
It is different than the way that Prince did it.
Yes.
It's slightly different.
It's way worse.
I love how the comments from the Christmas episode when I sang, there was a few comments that we got that were people just being like, holy fuck, that was the longest fucking intro ever. I hated that so much. And now they get to relive that feeling.
Yeah, no, dude. The one thing I loved about the Christmas song you did, sorry, my fucking microphone. The Christmas song you were doing is you sounded like you fucking smoked like 15 packs of cigarettes before you fucking got in there.
I did, yeah.
You were like,
I had no breath that
yeah,
that
I
fucking,
know. You must have been, I think you were sick because you sounded hoarse.
I sounded hoarse.
Yeah.
And not like a strawberry roan.
No.
I sounded like horror-esque.
Yeah. You sounded like a donkey.
I sounded like a donkey.
Yeah, you sounded like a donkey. And not like Eddie Murphy.
No.
Like a real donkey.
I did not sound like a donkey that fucks a dragon.
No.
No.
You just sounded like a donkey that fucks other donkeys.
I did. I was
Yeah.
like, ah! Ah! Okay.
Yeah. People's ears. I know when I listen to the episode, my ears are going to scream at that moment in time.
All right, so
Prince.
Prince's Purple Rain. The album was released on June 25th, 1984 by Warner Brothers. It is the 6th studio album, and it is Prince's most pop-oriented album, but still heavily genre-bending. There's influences of R&B, heavy metal, funk, disco, blues. There's a little bit of everything in here. And it tells the same story as the movie, but in a drastically different order.
Yes.
Everything in the movie was just a hodgepodge of the songs, but there were some cool other songs in there from other singers. It was released 1 month before the film. Prince played a ton of the instruments on this album, but he had a core group of people who he trusted who contributed to the album, including The Revolution, staff engineer Susan Rogers, and David Rivkin, who was a former member of Lips Inc., who sang Funky Town.
You take me to
Funky Town! And he produced the Fine Young Cannibal, She Drives Me Crazy.
She drives me crazy.
Ooh, ooh.
We got so many songs today.
Yeah, and he also, like, the reason he was so influential in that is he added that really distinct snare into She Drives Me Crazy. He also worked with Buddy Guy and Billy Idol.
Oh, good old Buddy Guy.
Good old Buddy Guy.
Oh, I know Buddy Guy. Buddy Guy over there.
Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Buddy Guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Oh, Jesus. Now, about the movie, Albert Magnoli, who directed the film, also directed Tango and Cash a few years later with Sylvester Stallone.
Nice.
This film made $70 million at the box office against a $7 million budget.
That's pretty fucking good.
That is really good, especially for that time.
Yep. Especially for that movie.
Especially for that movie. There's a lot of people, like our parents' age, who have told me that movie was good. Mm-hmm. I watched it. It is not. Prince isn't a bad actor.
No.
But the person who replaced Vanity, because the part that Apollina played, that was supposed to be Vanity. But then Vanity was like, I don't want to do this. The person who replaced her was one of the worst fucking actors I've ever seen in my life. She won the Golden Raspberry for worst performance. And like just her, like there was like stops and starts in between, like he'd finish a line and then it was like you know when you're acting with like a kid, and they don't fucking listen to you, they just wait until you stop speaking so that they can say their line. That's what it was like.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It was bad. She did show her boobies though. Boobies are good.
It's always a win.
I do like boobies.
It's always a win.
But the movie is not good. It's like I read somewhere that people were saying that 8 Mile was a copy of Purple Rain, and it's not. That's like yes, they're both about musicians, but they're completely different movies. The 8 Mile has a plot,
and there's way more mom spaghetti in 8 Mile.
There is way more mom spaghetti.
Facts.
It's kind of like saying that Puss in Boots and Life of Pi are the same movie because there's cats in them.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like saying Cats the movie and Cats the musical are the same, but one is infinitely worse. Yeah.
One is much worse.
Yeah. I don't even like the musical.
Oh god.
No.
It's terrible.
No, but the fucking movie.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing that I didn't like about the movie, and this is just like it's one of those things where it really doesn't hold up, and not in a fun way where you're like you know, there's old 80s comedies where you're like, that was a little gross, that joke, you know, or oh, that was a little racist. It wasn't like that. It was like the whole movie is about like Prince living with his parents. His dad's super abusive, and he's like, oh, I'm going to defend you, Mom. I can't believe that Dad's like this. And then at one point, his new girlfriend comes in and gives him a guitar that he had been looking at. She like pawned her shit to get it. And this musician that Prince doesn't like is going to help her with like her career. And so she gives him the guitar and she's like, yeah, this guy's going to help me. And he just cold cocks her in the fucking face. And like it comes out of nowhere. Then the rest of the movie, he's stalking her and like ruining her performances and shit. And the whole time, the other guy is like not like he's kind of creepy, but he's not like stalkery, right?
That's the best way to receive a gift.
Yeah,
like just like fucking throw a punch right
just
after.
Just fucking deck a fucking person in the face.
When Sarah got me my PS5 for Christmas, oh man.
You kicked her in the pussy.
No, she played she's an actor too. She played the meat in Rocky, and I was Sylvester Stallone. Just kidding. Just kidding.
We're making jokes.
Just making jokes.
We're making jokes. We need to clarify.
If you need to ask Sarah to confirm, you can.
Spousal abuse is not funny. Like, we're not making light of domestic violence. But
when Prince does it, especially, it's funny.
It's really funny because it's jarring and came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and then his dad blows his fucking brains out.
Nice.
And then the movie actually gets better in the last like 20 minutes.
Shocker.
And like the last 3 songs that he plays in the movie, because like it's like there's 3 bands that work at this club.
Yeah.
One band hates his band. He doesn't like that the girls in the band are like writing Purple Rain, basically, right? And so he like is arguing with them about having their song in the set. And then the club manager is like, look, there's another band that we're gonna do, which is led by Prince's girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, so we can only have 3 bands, so we're probably gonna have to cut you guys. So it's their last performance, and Prince that morning, after his dad had blown his brains out, writes the lyrics for Purple Rain.
Deep.
And then he goes on stage, and without telling his band, so they haven't had time to practice this, he turns to them and he's like, we're going to do a song that the girls wrote. And then the girls are like, what? He told us he didn't want to do our lame song. And he literally said that. He's like, I don't want to do your stupid song. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then everybody in the band just knows the song.
Nice.
I
love that movie magic.
Knows where his like lyrical breaks are going to go and everything. And the crowd loves it. And they hated Let's Go Crazy. They hated everything else that he's ever done. So he does that. Then he does I Would Die For You. And then he does... Baby I'm a Star. And that's what ends the movie.
Nice.
And the girl loves him, and his dad I think recovers from blowing his fucking brains out.
How does that happen?
Well, he did a shitty job of shooting himself in the face.
Nice.
Yeah. And the other guy in the shitty band, he grows a respect for Prince because of Purple Rain. Even though Prince didn't write the song, like he just wrote the lyrics. He was kind of improvising them, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bad movie.
Yeah, fair enough. But the album isn't bad.
The album is not bad.
No.
So, let's get into About the Artist.
Let's get into it about Prince.
About Prince. So, Prince Rogers Nelson was born June 7th, 1958 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's distinctly known for his flamboyant, androgynous. Fuck me. I'm sorry. He's distinctly known for his flamboyant, androgynous persona.
Nice, dude.
His wide vocal range, which included a far-reaching falsetto and high-pitched screams, and his skills as a multi-instrumentalist, often performing all of the instruments on his recordings. His great aunt was a black nationalist named Mitty Maud Lena Gordon, who established the peace movement of Ethiopia and advocated immigration to West Africa in response to American white supremacy. Her name was Mitty Maud Lena Gordon. Fucking long name.
Yeah.
His mother was a jazz singer named Maddie Della, and his father was a pianist and songwriter, John Lewis Nelson. They were Seventh-day Adventist, Christy lovers.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were very serious about the God. The jazz drummer Louis Hayes was his paternal cousin. Damn. Now, I kind of feel like he might be a little bit of a Nepo baby. Only because, like, his dad did have, like, some success.
Yeah.
And his paternal cousin was pretty established. And I'll get into it a little bit later, but he was helping write songs in high school. And he actually wrote, like, a hit for another band.
Nice.
But the other band was led by one of his relatives.
Oh.
So he kind of had this, like,
he weaseled his way in
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously the
talent stands out.
It's almost genetic, I'd say. If you have a family full of musicians, and
especially that many musicians, it's like there's something in the blood that is just like you are musically.
Yeah, it's definitely
gifted.
He has a genetic thing for writing smash hits.
Oh yeah, and especially playing that many instruments. Like he basically could pick up any instrument and just.
No, he's
fuck around and learn
uberly
it.
talented.
Okay, so he's named after his father's popular stage name, Prince Rogers. In 1991, Prince's father told A Current Affair that he named his son Prince because he wanted Prince to do everything that he wanted to do. Prince at the time, though, didn't like the name, and he wanted to be called Skipper.
That's what my dad calls his father, Skipper.
Skipper.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? There was a guy in my hometown whose name was not Skip, and he insisted everyone called him Skippy. He was in his 50s. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
That is strange. Yeah.
Like, like people would be like, "Oh, hi," and they'd say his real name, and he'd be like, "No, it's Skippy."
That is strange.
Very weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't either. It was very creepy at the time. I was like, that is a strange name to insist on.
No, I don't like that. But going forward, I want you to call me Craft Crunchy.
Craft Crunchy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Craft Crunchy?
Yeah, Craft Country.
Craft Country.
It's actually kind of a sick stage name.
Yeah.
That is a sick stage name.
It was my new stage name, Craft Country.
Okay. So, he was born epileptic and had seizures as a kid.
Oh, wow.
And then at one point, he just walked into his kitchen and said to his mom, "I don't want to be sick anymore. I'm not going to be sick anymore." And he somehow just stopped having seizures.
That's a miracle.
Right?
Prince can do everything.
He can literally do anything. Okay, so he wrote his first song, Funk Machine, on his father's piano when he was 7 years old.
Ooh.
His parents divorced at 10 years old. Now, this is where like he starts to have a little bit of a rocky back and forth because his mom remarried and had another kid, and he fucking hated that kid.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good dynamic.
Good dynamic.
Good dynamic in the household.
But he said that he liked his stepdad because he took him to see James Brown.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is good.
Get on up.
Bring it on up. And then he also helped them financially. And then his father gave him a guitar, and then that kind of inspired him. Like, those two events kind of inspired him musically a lot more. But after his dad gave him the guitar, he quickly just kicked him out of the fucking house. So he moved in next door with the next door neighbors and lived in their basement and became friends with their son, who became Andre Cymone, who later toured as a bassist in the pre-Revolution band and had the top 10 hit Dance Electric in 1985.
That's cool.
Really fucking random and cool.
Yeah.
Now, Prince, he attended Minneapolis's Bryant Junior High and then Central High School, where he played football, basketball at a varsity level, and baseball.
Damn.
And while attending Bryant, he also trained in classical ballet at the Minnesota Dance Theater through the Urban Arts Program of Minneapolis Public Schools.
What the fuck, man? This guy does everything.
He does literally everything.
Like, what the fuck? It's like he's in Glee.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he can dance, he can sing, he's in the football team, he's on the baseball team, he's on the basketball team.
Yeah.
He's in the ballet.
He's doing
like,
literally everything that he wants to do. He's just
that's
like,
crazy.
It's super fucking nuts. So in 1975, Pippi Willie, which was the husband of Prince's cousin Chantel, formed the band 94 East with Marcy Ingvoldstad and Christy Lazenberry. They hired Andre Cymone and Prince to record tracks. Willie wrote the songs and Prince contributed guitar tracks. And then Prince and Willie co-wrote the 94 East song Just Another Sucker, which this song ended up like becoming really popular for that band. He's still in high school and he writes this song.
That's pretty nuts, yeah.
So the band recorded tracks which later became the album Minneapolis Genius, the historic 1977 recordings. So after graduating high school, he created a demo tape with producer Chris Moon, but they were unable to like get a record contract because of this demo tape. Like it wasn't crisp enough, basically. Like the production just wasn't there. So after that, he brought the tape to this guy named Owen Husney, who was a Minneapolis businessman, and he signed Prince like to a management contract.
Yeah.
Prince is 19 at this point. Signs him to a management contract. They re-record the demo. They send it out, and now they've got offers coming out.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, nice.
So he ended up signing with Warner Brothers, who gave him complete creative control and let him keep the publishing rights.
Okay, that's pretty nuts for being like 20 years old. And yeah, I mean, I guess he had a bit of a proven track record, but at the same time, like your first record deal to be, getting all the publishing rights, getting, complete creative control. Yeah. Like that's crazy. That's
insane.
Crazy.
And especially when it's like, you talk about like people who get like a big break, right? Mm-hmm. That's a fucking massive one.
Yeah, that is a pretty big break.
Because like even people nowadays who we talk about that we know as like big stars didn't really have like that like creative control and publishing rights.
No, definitely not.
Like Taylor Swift is in a battle right now over publishing rights.
The only one I could think that would have like a good amount of creative control right out of the hop would be like Tarantino. Be the only like, when I think of like big movie directors or big artists,
yeah.
Like Tarantino, I feel like he's always been able to do his own thing like right off the hop. But other than that, but that's just based off of his strong writing. I mean, I guess Prince, it's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Off of his strong writing, off of his previous hits he wrote, and then, the quality of the demo tape really just got him everything he wanted as an artist.
And I think also it helps, too, that he was trained in other aspects of music. Like he's a classical fucking ballerina. Like,
it's super impressive that he could walk into a meeting and he could pick up any instrument and play it for you. Like it's pretty convinced to be like, go for it, kid. Run with it. Yeah.
Okay, so then he moved to California and wrote, produced, mixed, and performed his debut album For You, which reached number 163 on the Billboard 200 and 21 on the Billboard Soul chart. On this album, he played 27 instruments.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Fucking insane. He follows that up in October of 79 when he released the album Prince, which was number 4 on the Billboard Top R&B and Black Albums chart, and number 22 on the Billboard 200, and it went platinum. This one had the hits like Why You Wanted to Treat Me So Bad and I Want to Be Your Lover. Mm-hmm. It sold over 1 million copies, reached number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, and then it was number 1 for 2 weeks on the Hot Soul Singles chart.
Wow, nice.
He performed both these songs on American Bandstand in 1980. He follows this up by releasing the album Dirty Mind, which contains sexually explicit material, including the song titled Head and the song Sister. And it was described by our good friend Stephen Thomas Erlewine, who's been referenced a few times on this podcast, as a stunning, audacious amalgam of funk, new wave, R&B, and pop, fueled by grinningly salacious sex and the desire to shock.
Nice.
It was recorded in his own studio. Album was certified gold. Single Uptown reached number 5. And then he was also opening for Rick James on the Fire It Up tour that year, which is fucking crazy.
I'm so tempted to do the.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Okay, so
I had to.
In February of 81, he made his first appearance on Saturday Night Live performing Party Up. And then in October of 81, he released the album Controversy and played several dates in support of it, the first of 3 opening acts for the Rolling Stones on their U.S. tour. Now, in Los Angeles, there was a notorious incident where he appeared in a trench coat, black bikini briefs, and was forced off the stage after just 3 songs by audience members throwing trash at him. Because at this point, he's doing something that people at the time were really uncomfortable with.
You know, that would fuck up my self-confidence if I revealed my body and people threw garbage at me.
Yeah.
If, like, I was like in front of an audience, I was like, hey guys, look at me. And they're like, oh, fucking gross, dude.
Also,
like,
I'm sorry, Prince is hot.
yeah, Prince is good looking.
He's so hot.
Yeah. And he's like definitely a sex symbol of the 80s.
Oh, 100%. Okay, so then in 82, he released the double album 1999, which sold over 4 million copies. Title track was a protest song against nuclear proliferation and became Prince's first top 10 hit in countries outside of the USA. Little Red Corvette was one of the first 2 videos by a black artist, along with Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, to be played in heavy rotation on MTV.
Nice.
Now, when I was doing the research for this, they talked about the CBS president, Walter Yetnikoff, again, and how he was like, fuck you if you don't play black artists. I'm going to pull all of my artists.
Nice.
So he really, like, helped with all of this, right?
Yeah, he came in clutch for Michael, too.
He came in clutch for Michael. So International Lover earned Prince his first Grammy Award nomination at the 26th Annual Grammy Awards. Now, Purple Rain comes out the next year. We've talked about that a bit.
Fuck, man, it's banger after banger. Like,
so good.
Like, that's pretty awesome. Like, 1999 is a great album.
It's an outstanding album. And, like, honestly, even, like, Prince, like, his second album, like, I Want to Be Your Lover is one of my favorite songs. It's just so fucking... It's so good,
yeah,
and
nice.
It's a perfect transition from the 70s into the 80s. You know, like, it really feels like that transition song. In 85, he announced that he would discontinue live performances and music videos after the release of his next album. This wasn't true. He did stop for a while, but it wasn't 100% true. His subsequent recording, Around the World in a Day, held the #1 spot on Billboard for 3 weeks. From that album, Raspberry Beret reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Pop Life reached number 7. Then in 86, his album Parade reached number 3 on Billboard and number 2 on the R&B charts. That's the one that had Kiss in it. And then there was a movie...
Another one?
Yeah. That was... Parade was the soundtrack for it, and Prince was in it. And it was not good.
No.
It was worse than Purple Rain. It tied with Howard the Duck for Raspberry Awards for Best Picture.
And see, this makes me laugh because, like, there was something about the 80s where they gave like musicians, like movies, like fucking Madonna. I have a vivid memory of being a kid and watching Madonna in a movie.
Yeah.
There was like a white tiger involved. I don't fucking remember.
Well, like even like 30 years earlier, it was Elvis.
Yeah, oh yeah.
In
Elvis
all
had
those
every
movies.
single movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the Monkees had a TV show. Like
Yeah.
there's something weird in that time period where they gave musicians TV shows and or movies.
Which it's weird because I don't understand why they don't understand that musicians are not actors.
No, and I guess it really depends on the person, because even now, I
Yeah.
guess they technically do. They're like Harry Styles is one of the biggest music acts right now,
Yeah.
but he's also in tons of big movies. So I guess they still are doing that to a certain extent,
totally.
right? But
But at the same time, there's exceptions to the rule, right? Like there's like Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, she's fucking amazing in that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, she has a musical theater background, and Harry Styles' first big movie, I guess, was Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And like they're working with big directors, but it's not the same where they used to kind of pump out campy, like cheesy or like
Yeah.
shitty movies for musicians. Like I think a good chunk of them now, like unless you're on Disney, like Disney, every actor or actress is a musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they do still kind of do that. But
You want to hear the best part, though, about this movie?
yeah, go on.
Prince received Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Director, Worst Actor, and Worst Original Song for the song Love or Money. Now, in the same year, though, he wrote Manic Monday for the Bangles.
Nice.
So he's getting a plate full of shit, and he's also delivering gold.
Well, that's like the thing about Prince too, is like he's written so many songs for other artists. Or artists have covered his songs and they become hits.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the big one is Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah.
Like that's a cover of a previous song he had made, and
But he never released it until, he didn't release that. Actually, Warner Brothers released it after his death, 2 years ago.
really, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was recorded in '82.
It was recorded, but it was never released on
Never
things.
released, eh?
There was actually, when they were going through his, he had a basement safe, and there was over 150 albums that he had completed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So he had so much shit that he had written.
Which kind of makes a little bit of sense too when you think of Prince, because he's kind of like a recluse type celebrity. Like he wasn't doing a lot of interviews. He wasn't, doing like crazy stuff on TV or like he was very to himself.
He was hardly out in the world.
No, which makes sense why he would be sitting at home just fucking making music all the time.
And after he made his first couple of albums, he went back to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That's where he then lived for the rest of his life. So in '86, he began a series of live performances called Hit and Run, which was the Parade Tour. And after the tour, he disbanded the Revolution, fired Wendy and Lisa. Mark Brown quit the band. Keyboardist Dr. Fink remained. So Prince recruited new band members, and then he started recording an album with the Revolution.
Yeah.
And he wasn't involved with it at all. He was just producing it.
Oh, nice.
In 1993, he changed his stage name to an unpronounceable symbol, which, if you don't know, it's like this. I'm trying to. Does this look like it?
I feel like a peer raid over you.
Okay. And it's known to fans as the love symbol. And he was often referred to as the artist formerly known as Prince,
Oh yeah.
or TAFKAP, or simply the artist.
Yeah. That's it gets a little too much for me.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, like fucking
So fucking dumb.
Like sometimes too, like even now, like it makes me think of Kanye West. Like I was listening when they were talking about him having his meltdown. They were talking about it on CBC Radio. They're like, "Yay, formerly known as Kanye West."
Oh,
I was
God.
like, ah.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did change it back in 1998 because, of course, he would. That's a dumb fucking idea.
He was like, "Yeah, man, that was kind of stupid." I'm like. Yeah, no, the symbol is cool, and it's cool when he has the guitar as the symbol, and
yeah,
I get it, but changing your name to something you can't even fucking say,
no, it's so dumb. So there's only a couple of things left with the artist here.
Yeah, let's knock through it.
So in 2014, he guest started on a new episode of New Girl, as it was his favorite show, and he asked him if he could do it,
That's
which
wicked.
is so
That's
weird.
cool.
And he played himself, and apparently, the cast, I saw an interview years ago where they were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, he was kind of just quiet and weird, and he would just be like, Yeah.
I can't stop yawning. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty boring, honestly.
It's not you. It's me.
Okay, so on April 21st, 2016, he died at the age of 57 of an accidental fentanyl overdose. In August 21st of the same year, he was posthumously inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. He sold over 100 million records worldwide, ranking him among the best-selling artists of all time. He also had a track list of like some of the most attractive women at the time. He dated Vanity. He dated Kim Basinger, Carmen Electra, Madonna. He was a notorious vegan.
Yeah, notorious.
Notorious vegan.
Ooh, he was well known.
He was well known as a vegan. He was also a Jehovah's Witness. He converted in like 2001.
I knew that he was a Jehovah's Witness, yeah.
Yeah, so in April 19th of 2018, the previously unreleased original recording of Nothing Compares to You from 1984 was released as a single. So that was going to be on Purple Rain.
Okay.
Which is crazy because, like, watching the movie and also having listened to the album a shit ton, I'm like, I don't know where it would have fit in there.
No.
Because you would have to take out something else and it wouldn't have been the same. All right, so notable track lists and singles. Let's do this. Let's get into it. Let's Go Crazy, U.S. Billboard Hot 100 #1.
Yep.
Certified gold. When Doves Cry, first #1 hit. American Music Awards 1985 for favorite black single, and it won. It was 2 times platinum.
I love the thing at the start of that song where it's like, you know, in the background. Yeah, whatever he's doing with his voice, and it's like a weird like fucking vocal thing going on.
He's got like a really crazy like vocal
I can't even know
taste.
what I can't even know what.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like got like a weird gurgly sort of like, yeah, like that. Yeah, it's like visceral. Yeah. Yeah, good fucking good fucking track.
Okay, I Would Die for You was
Yes.
number 8 on Billboard, and fun fact, this is actually a song about Jesus. A lot of people do not know that, but he wrote it because, like, I'm not your lover, I'm not your friend, I'm something you will never comprehend. I would die for you. Tell me if you want me to, and it's about Jesus, which is really weird because in the movie it's about a girl.
This is my favorite song on the album.
It's a good one.
Yeah, no, I really like this song. I would die for
You. Who?
Yeah, it's so
Tell
good.
me if you want me to.
Do.
Okay, so next song, Purple Rain, reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 2 weeks, but it kept off the top spot by Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham.
Nice.
Okay, the coolest thing about Purple Rain is during the Super Bowl halftime show in 2007, Purple Rain was the last song in his set, and during his performance it started to rain, and because of the purple lights in the stadium that were on him at the time, there was actually purple rain coming down on him.
It didn't even just rain a little bit.
It poured.
Fucking poured. And you could see it bouncing off the fucking stage. It's like probably up there in the best Super Bowl performances of all time. It's incredible.
It's nuts.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty special sort of thing. It's like there's a couple videos like that where bands were playing in the rain. I know there's the famous one, the Goo Goo Dolls playing Iris in the Rain in Buffalo. Like that's a big one. Then this Prince one obviously.
I'd give up forever to touch you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, like fucking when musicians do not give a single fuck, and they just play like no matter what the fuck's going on. Like,
do you know how hard that would be as a comedian? People would be walking away, and I'd just be like, "Please stay and listen to my dick jokes."
But no, it's an awesome performance. Prince absolutely kills it, and he's like the show must go on type of guy. Like, no, it's fucking wicked.
He does not care. So the last notable single, the risque lyrics of Darling Nikki. Now, this is interesting because it raised complaints by Tipper Gore, who Al Gore's previous wife.
Yes.
She hated fun. She was really against good things happening.
Nice.
She famously fought with the band that sang "We're Not Gonna Take It."
Yeah. Yeah. They went to
court.
Oh, Twisted Sister.
Yeah. Dee Snider was famously in court, basically saying like, "Fuck off, it's music." Like, but she heard her daughter listening to "Darling Nikki," And because of the lyrics, she decided she needed to campaign against this because this is smut and no one should be allowed to hear it.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
You gotta love that
Go
censorship.
burn some books while you're at it. No,
Yeah.
actually don't. It's bad for the environment.
It's really bad for the
global warming.
environment.
Yeah, Al would not let that
Al
happen.
would not
No,
like that.
Al would nix
But
that
they are
idea.
divorced now, so she
That's
might be
good.
okay with it.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, she campaigned against it, and then partially because of that song was the implementation of the parental advisory stickers. So it was Twisted Sister and Prince that influenced that, which, became notorious for people wanting to pick up records because you would see that on like a fucking CD.
Yeah, that's like a big thing. I remember even when like CD era was kind of fading out when I started like buying music myself, but I remember going to like I'm forgetting the name of the fucking store now.
HMV?
Yeah, HMV.
Yeah.
And then you see the explicit ones and you would pick up the album and have a look and you're like, oh fuck. Looking at the CD is like, oh, I bet this has got some fucking shit on it.
And I would be
Yeah.
like, I want this. And it didn't even matter if it was good.
So fuck you, Tipper.
Yeah, fuck you,
Why don't
Tipper.
you go tipper off a cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tipper off a cliff into the gore. I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
It'll be gory.
It'll be gory. Okay, so reception. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard 200.
Really?
It spent 24 consecutive
Ooh.
weeks at number 1 from August 4th until January 18th. He also joined Elvis and the Beatles as being the only artist to have a number 1 album, single, and film in the U.S. at the same time. It's 13 times platinum in the U.S., 25 million copies worldwide.
Insane.
A quarter of his all-time record sales are from Purple Rain.
Yeah.
It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song Score, the Grammy for Best Album of Original Score written for a motion picture or television special, and Best Rock Vocal Performance by a duo or group with vocals.
Nice.
Metacritic gave it 100
Whoa,
out
fuck.
of 100.
Fuck yeah.
Pitchfork, AllMusic, Guardian, Mojo, and the Rolling Stones, all 10 out of 10. Blender, 4 out of 5. Spin was 9 out of 10. It also received, well received by contemporary critics. Kurt Loder, writing for Rolling Stone in '84, compared Prince to Jimi Hendrix and praised him for merging black and white styles. Stephen Erlewine, who we've talked about a lot,
Yes.
of AllMusic, wrote that Purple Rain finds Prince consolidating his funk and R&B roots while moving boldly into pop, rock, and heavy metal, as well as pushing physically or heavily into psychedelia. Under the influence of the Revolution. The Revolution really is like one of the things that makes this album so good.
Yeah, I think this is this the first album where they actually is Prince and the Revolution?
Yeah.
I think it's the first album where he actually included the Revolution as the artist.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It is really cool. And it makes sense because like they fucking were such a big part of it.
It's got that same thing the Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band does. Like it's almost a second thought, even though they had a huge impact on the actual music itself.
Well, and they also alternated back and forth between number 1 for a while afterwards. Like 85 was this album and Born in the USA, which is crazy. Like really crazy. Okay, so criticisms.
What do you have?
Well, okay, this is the first time I'm ever going to say this, but I feel like some of the songs could have been longer.
Yeah, that is a first for you.
I usually think everything could be shorter, but I could personally listen to the last 2 minutes of Purple Rain forever. That could loop forever. Just that fucking guitar riff, everything. Oh, God, and the like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, oh, yeah, fuck, I could listen to that forever.
Now, if I'm having a tough time even thinking of a criticism, in all honesty. It's such a classic album. I really have a hard time picking something out.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to criticize anything, it might be the album cover a little bit.
It is so cliche.
Yeah, I'd probably criticize the album cover, like from the fucking writing to the. Like, he didn't even pick a cool motorcycle. Like, he picked, like, a fucking, like, touring bike.
And he rode that in the movie all the fucking time.
Like, if you're gonna pick a motorcycle, like, don't pick one with a windscreen. Like, fucking lame.
Yeah, no, like, who needs safety?
So if I'm picking, well, he's not wearing a helmet, so he clearly doesn't give a fuck.
That's true.
And he is riding in like a suit. Who rides a motorcycle in a suit?
I will say this: the what he wore in the movie also really pissed me off because I was like, this does not look comfortable or anything.
So my criticism is that he's got bad taste in motorcycles.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No, I like that.
That's my main criticism of the album. And font.
And
I don't like the font. Yeah. And the flowers on the back.
Actually, the font on the back of the album is annoying too because every track title has a different font style, and that's very distracting. Okay, so rating.
All right, this is the juicy part here. This might be a very high one for us.
I think this is going to be a high one. Now, every episode we rate out of technical, musical, lyrics, album art, reception, and does it hold up?
Let's go.
All right, so technical.
Crazy.
Let's go crazy. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Do it all over again, yeah.
To get through this thing called life. Okay, so technical, I mean, it is mixed very well and it does sound good still. Like to this day, it's one of those albums that doesn't really sound dated from a technical standpoint.
No.
I would rate it probably like a 9 out of 10.
My gut feeling was also 9, so let's go 9 on it. Yeah.
I feel like 9 out of 10 is fair considering like it you know, you listen to the digitals and like even when they've remastered it, it doesn't really sound much different from back then. And that's a testament to like how much effort he put into the production of it.
Yeah, I'm happy with a 9. That seems fair.
All right, musical.
We got to go high on this. Yeah. Especially, I'm going 10. I'm going 10 on
I'd
music.
go 10 with this as well.
I mean, this is like, he's known, he's a hit maker, but some of his biggest songs, like his biggest song is on here. And then, I'm going 10. I'm
going 10 as well. I would say for lyrics, I would also go high, especially because of the controversy that was around them.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't until I was listening to it this time that I really paid attention to Darling Nikki. And, I really liked the line, like, I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating to a magazine.
Prince is a dog. That's
a
one thing
dog.
you're going to learn about Prince. Prince is a dog.
He is a fucking dog.
Yeah.
I would rate the lyrics probably a 9 out of 10 as well.
Okay, I'm going to go 8.5.
8.5? Okay,
Yeah.
so we're at like an 8.75 right now.
Is that sound math?
Sure.
Yeah.
Album art, I'd go lower. It's pretty fucking weird. I don't know.
It is a classic though. I mean,
It is
I didn't
classic.
criticize it, but I'll go 7.
Yeah, I'd go 7 on it. So we're at about an 8 out of 10. Reception, I mean, it was across the board 10s, which is fucking insane. So I mean, and I don't know a person that has listened to this album and hated it.
No.
I don't know anybody actually that has a problem with Prince's music, which is what's interesting because it's different from Michael Jackson, where like a lot of his stuff is very dated and people like there's obviously personal reasons and like and stuff outside the music that taints it, but with Prince it's weird because I've noticed like I've shown Prince to people and they've been like, fuck, this is really good.
Okay, one thing I noticed too, like I hear Prince on the radio more often than I would hear Michael Jackson. Yeah, like you don't especially now, yeah.
But even 10
mostly
years ago.
I hear way more Prince than you hear Michael Jackson on the radio.
Yeah. And honestly, like it I think there's a reason for it. Like I think it's because like it is so well received. So I would go 10 with the reception.
Oh yeah, 10s.
So we're at a 9 out of 10 now. Does it hold up?
Absolutely.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
All right. So 9 out of 10 for Purple
9
Rain.
out of 10.
God
let's make it a 9.3.
9.3.
Yeah, fuck our math. 9.3.
9.3.
I like that number.
I like that number.
9.3 for Prince. Yeah.
You know what? That is excellent.
Yes, that is excellent.
All right.
Phenomenal on the scale. Great. Phenomenal.
Great.
Phenomenal.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
listening
you.
to Misfits on Vinyl. Anal contusions.
Pow. Thank you for listening to this episode of Misfits on Vinyl, hosted by Spencer Streichert and me, Aaron Walsh, and of course produced by Sam the Tech Man, Sam Lindsay. If you like us, please rate us, subscribe to us, share us. Our socials are Misfits on Vinyl Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to send us an email with any suggestions or criticisms, we love that shit, so send it away. It's misfitsonvinyl@gmail.com. We love you guys. Thank you.